Imagine being able to zoom out and see the big picture, and then zoom in and focus on the intricate details of a problem, idea, or situation, all within the same thought process. That's the magic of construal flexibility. Construal flexibility is a type of thinking style known as construal level thinking. As one example of construal level thinking, imagine that you're planning a trip. You can either focus on the tiny details, like booking flights or hotels, or you can think about the bigger picture, like exploring new cultures. That's the idea behind construal level thinking. It's how close or far away things feel in our minds and how we picture them based on that. Based on the previous example, you can guess that construal level thinking exists on a spectrum. At one end of a spectrum is abstract thinking, where we zoom out and focus on the broad, distant, and global aspects of a situation, like long-term goals, core values, overall impact, and broad purpose of an idea or a solution. At the other end of the spectrum is concrete thinking, where we zoom in and focus on specific details, immediate results, short-term consequences, and practicalities of an idea or a solution. Now that we've defined what construal level thinking is, let's dive into the world of construal flexibility. Think of construal flexibility as a superpower that allows you to seamlessly shift between abstract and concrete thinking, kind of like a mental acrobat. As an example of construal flexibility, picture yourself playing chess. You need to consider the overall strategy, which refers to abstract thinking, while simultaneously analyzing specific moves, their immediate effects, and potential countermoves. This refers to concrete thinking. That's the essence of construal flexibility. You have to move effortlessly between the big picture and the nitty-gritty details, making well-informed decisions in a complex and ever-changing environment. As another example of construal flexibility, imagine that you've been asked to build a water jug. First, you will need to zoom out and consider the overall purpose and overall objective of this water jug. At a broad level, what will this jug look like? What will its shape and form be? What will its handle look like? What will its lid look like? Will it even have a lid? Once you've done that, you will need to immediately switch and zoom in. Consider the specific features of the jug, evaluate how the design on the jug allows for the best kind of functioning, and whether the design is practical and can be implemented. Based on this assessment, you can refine your initial ideas of the shape and form, and finally proceed to implement the creation of the jug. That's the essence of construal flexibility. You move effortlessly between the big picture and the nitty-gritty details, making well-informed decisions in a complex and ever-changing environment. Developing the skills to shift flexibly from an abstract to a concrete thinking style and vice versa can be super useful for decision-making and problem-solving. For example, if you're choosing a career path, using construal flexibility would involve the following. While considering your broader interests and aspirations as far as your career goals is important, you also need to identify college courses and majors that specifically provide you with the necessary skills and knowledge to achieve your career goals. As another example, let's assume you're trying to solve a conflict with your teammates. Using construal flexibility would involve the following. Don't just consider focusing on immediate differences or frustrations. Try to understand the underlying needs and perspectives of everyone involved, and try to find solutions that address the root cause of the conflict and can be implemented realistically and practically. There are a few effective strategies for developing construal flexibility. All right, are you ready to become a flexible thinker? Here's your toolkit. Let's discuss the first strategy, embracing both perspectives. When faced with a problem, consider the broad, general goals of an idea, action, or solution to that problem. In doing so, try to create a mind map. Mind mapping is like drawing a giant picture with lines and circles to connect all your ideas. It helps you see how everything fits together, even if it seems messy at first. However, although considering the larger goal of an idea and broad purpose of a solution is important, you also need to learn to break it down. Take a step back from the broader purpose behind an idea or solution to a problem and deconstruct it into actionable steps. What smaller tasks can you accomplish today to move closer to your broader goals? Now let's discuss strategy number 2, envisioning the big and the small picture. Now, when you're thinking about ideas or solutions to a problem, don't be afraid to dream big. Envision vast possibilities and imagine the impossible. What could the future hold? What problems could you solve on a grand scale with your solutions and ideas? It is important to think about why your idea or solution is desirable. However, while dreaming big is important, you should not get lost in unrealistic ideas. You should also focus on solutions that can be implemented with your available resources, constraints, and capabilities. Don't forget to ask yourself, what steps can I take right now with what I have? It is important to think about how your idea is implementable and can be executed. Now, based on your assessment and evaluation of the practicality of your ideas, refine your original ideas. Don't abandon all your initial big ideas, because now you have a clearer idea of what you can do and how you can do it. Now let's discuss the third and final strategy, considering the long and short term. When you are generating solutions to a problem, consider how your ideas, solutions, and actions today can impact the long run. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What will the long-term consequences of your ideas, solutions, and actions be? However, while planning for the future is crucial, don't neglect the immediate needs of a situation. Remember to be aware of the short-term challenges and opportunities that lie directly in front of you to take the next step on your journey. Now let's apply these strategies to a real-world scenario. Let's say you're in grad school and you're developing ideas for a research project. You will need to start by considering the broader implications and potential applications of your research beyond its immediate field of study. How can your research contribute to broader scientific understanding, technological advancements, or societal progress? Instead of just answering a specific question, envision how your research can spark further inquiry, open up new avenues for exploration, and contribute to the global conversation within your chosen field. However, now that you switch your focus to becoming a concrete thinker, you will also need to consider the following. You'll need to focus on identifying specific research questions with clear implications for a specific field of study. You will also need to consider developing a well-defined research methodology that allows for the collection and analysis of concrete data. Instead of just conceptualizing potential research contributions, you could consider outlining specific outputs of your research, like publications, or directly applicable recommendations for policy and practice. Now that you've thought about the specifics of your research, you can go back and refine your original research ideas to come up with a better research idea with a clear focus on the specifics of how you will execute that research. In conclusion, construal flexibility means blending different thinking styles, not just choosing one. Thinking flexibly is essentially about using both approaches depending upon the situation. This agility helps tackle challenges and make decisions considering both the big picture and the details. All right, now that you've learned about a few strategies and real-world applications of construal flexibility, remember that construal flexibility is a muscle you can train. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.